Hi guys, Simon or Drayson here, and giving a quick rundown of the list that I'll be playing in this battle report. So for those of you who prefer to sort of listen to videos rather than look at them all the time, it is Voice of the Void ×2. That's the one that lets you boost before you've hit rank 1. And then we've got War Weary, so 1 activation instead of 2 in turn 1. Then we have Hishigata, that is the Husk model, the 10-point model, which pops Kodai if he dies, or a Void Rift, dealer's choice. Then we have Kodai himself. I choose to put him in the list because he is nuts, and if he dies before Hishigata, you can bring him back. If he dies after Hishigata, that's unfortunate because you can't have 2 Kodai, but yeah, he's really, really strong. Intangible just lets you break all the movement rules, and very good for scenario, and durable, and you really don't care if he dies. In fact, sometimes it's good. So yeah, he's a clear-cut winner for 11 points. Then we have Ku, and Ku for me has finesse. Ku is kind of the crux of my strategy with this list. So for me, it's all about trying to hit rank 1 as fast as physically possible, because Kinshi are a bit weak until they hit rank 1, and then utterly broken from rank 1 all the way up to rank 3. And so in order to get rank 1, you need 4 void tokens. You get the first one for going to turn 1, you get the second one for going for turn 2, and then once you have 3, you're able to focus with any model, and you will be able to go to 4. So the tricky one to get is the third one. A couple of ways to do it exist, but most of them involve your opponent doing something, you know, and therefore making a mistake. And so, the only one that isn't that case necessarily is Ku. Whenever Ku damages something, and in fact, I'll bring this up now on the cards. So I think I've got Ku's card ready. Yes. So if Ku, the first time this model deals damage as a result of a melee exchange, place 1 void counter on the Blessings card. So my whole list is based around delivering Ku via the Void Rifts on turn 2, slowing them down with War Weary in the first place, using the Voices of the Void to boost him up so that he can both get more movement speed, which is unexpected and often catches people off guard, plus using Kodai to reposition one of my Void Rifts further forwards, which again gives sort of extended range that people aren't necessarily expecting. Deliver Ku, deal at least 1 damage to at least 1 person, it doesn't really matter which one, and then immediately focus with Hishigata. So then Hishigata is the one that focuses, and the reason for that is because he's the one who, when he dies, pops Kodai, and so I want to keep him at the back a little bit safe for a little while, just while I send Kodai in to do his thing or die, and so I really don't mind focusing with Hishigata because I want to keep him back anyway. And as soon as I've focused, I reach rank 1. And once we reach rank 1, then we get to the real silliness. And Master Shi has Contemplate No Mind, which is an opposed key test. He is effectively key 4 for that because he's 3 base. He has Spirit 1, so he's 4 dice base. He can also boost and go up to 5 dice. So even if someone else has lots of dice, you can usually go the same or more and then win the tiebreaker most of the time. It removes all activation counters from a particular piece. So whatever their strongest piece is, unless it's soulless, it's pretty much not going to activate if she gets to go first. So you want to sort of get to that turn 2, get Ku in there, get to rank 1 immediately, contemplate No Mind something to get a really big activation advantage, and then we come on to the last part of the puzzle, which is Shikaku. Yeah, and we have the Void Stairs back, and this is the reason why he's thoroughly nuts. It's an opposed key test. For some reason, bad balance, it's not once per turn, so you can do this twice per turn. It hits with success level 4 damage roll if you successfully hit, and that ignores armor. It has no weapon strength, but it ignores armor. And the range, the 8-inch range, can be measured from any Void Rift, so as long as they have line of sight of you and you have line of sight of them. By the way, you're allowed to move for some reason while you're doing this, so that's not a problem. Then you can hit them with a success level 4. If you think about how difficult it is to get success level 4 in melee, so for example, you're probably going to need to do something like outnumber, exhaust, and or prone the model, and then spend all those activations to make all those things happen, including potentially more activations to get more models to get the melee assist, something like that. This guy just gets a success level 4 damage roll, and then he gets it again. Now, I should say that while he can do it twice per turn, he can't do it twice per turn on the same model. So you can't just go whoop whoop and delete something, but you just wait till the next turn. In addition to all of that, he also gives void counters every time that happens, which means that once you've hit rank 1, Shikaku helps you very quickly hit rank 2 and 3 as well. In addition to that, he's also got the Time Spiral, so the Cloud Walk, Sweep Attack 0, unblockable once per turn, so he's really not bad in melee, and if he does deal damage in melee, he can then place himself back next to any Void Rift, keeping himself nice and safe. So, ludicrous model, and it's the combination of those elements, and the list, as I say, is designed to sort of deliver Ku, keep him a bit safe with finesse, deliver him a bit surprisingly with the Kodai, moving the Void Rift, plus the couple of boosts, gives me a lot of flexibility there, and then hit rank 1 as quickly as possible and go from there. So that's the list you're going to see in this battle report. I hope you enjoy it, and I'll see you for the next one.
So hello, I'm Mirka and I will be playing Minimoto today. My list is a combination of models that are mostly used by everybody, but I want to add something different, like I want to use Grey Pilgrim, and thanks to this I need to play out of team or strategic deployment for now. I still don't know what is the second list, and I will present you some models and cards. So first one, I want to talk about this Minimoto Rio, which is kind of center of the list. He's in this list his most durable model, especially with Pilgrim behind. He has only armor 3, but his unique ability Bear's Resilience allows him to take a lot more damage than anybody else, because when he suffers 4 damage, then he's durable, and he can also be durable thanks to one event once, which helps a lot. He's also not bad offensive, even if he has only 3 dice. I most of the time don't need to put much into defense, and he can have brutal too. He can also slam model around, which is very helpful to control. And one important thing is he has immovable, so when he gets into zone or next to objective, he stays there, and nobody can move with him, which I find helpful. Like, he has absolute loyalty on him because he's kind of weaker against Oppo key test, because he has only key 2 and no resistance. So immunity control really helps against some control focused list. This one. So first is Hasty Bear, and this is what I talk about. When I use it, he gets benefit of his special ability. His counters have or wound box market, and he's durable. So it's most of the time for the first engage, I go full attack and just take 1 damage, which is very helpful. And Just a Scratch is for any Minimoto player, or Minimoto models. I just halve the damage, and I need to play it before damage roll, but when I know it will be like success level 5, 6 or more, I will use it and most likely survive, which is another good card. Like, Pilgrim alone is good model. I have it because he has 6 Sense and Solace, so it's another thing that is good against opposed key test, and 6 Sense is always helpful. Decent shooter, decent defensive. Like this, it's okay model. Can give out some stun and so on. But what really makes him good in this list is the upgrades I have on him, which is Sparks of Life. And that makes Pilgrim really, really good, because it gives me another layer of defensive stuff for my Minimoto guys. Because when my guy is attacked, after a success level, I can pay up to 3 to reduce damage based on the key I paid. And like, you can imagine like Reo with all the cards I talked about before, and the Pilgrim behind with this upgrade, he can be really, really durable. And also, after I reduce damage, the model gets stunned, so it helps me with counter attack. And Pilgrim has Arashi Fan, so she is defended more against shooting. because that's her weakness. So it's quite expensive model, but it works. Another samurai with 4 dice, and he's just good for the points. He has armor 4, everything Minimoto has. Split attack as the bonus. Sometimes it's very useful, especially if I don't care about defense most of the time, like I said before. He has access to combo attack. It costs 2 now because of errata, but it's still really good against some durable models. Yokoman is kind of situational, like not always good, but sometimes it's very important to have it. And his special ability is so that when he's hurt, he gets sweep attack for free, and it does full damage, which is interesting sometimes. So yeah, that's him, nothing really special, and I have pacifism on him, because he is most expensive, like he's another one for 18. And I can imagine Pilgrim will be focused by something, so I want to have something that will be focused as well, so I split attention for my opponent. So, Unbest Ashigaru, nothing special, it's just a model for 8 points that can interact with objectives, can destroy some terrains, and what is needed, he will never be like anything that I will spend my events on. He's just there for cheap activation, I would say. That's his role. So, other model, cheap one, but actually has some purpose. He allows me to bring my fire stuff. He's quite good against opposed key test, because with resistance 2 and spirit, he's key free with +2, which is okay. He also has inspiration for my fire kame, which makes them quite good for their cost. They have decent range attack, they can hand out some fire. And blade dedication is basically I can choose opponent's most annoying model that I don't want any close to me, forge some dedicated blade to one of my samurai, and then I can show you dedicated blade. So this is dedicated blade, and when I target model that gets dual token, I can use this weapon, and I have unblockable too, which is really good, especially when enemy model has like 3 dice. He basically cannot effectively defend at all without boosting. So yeah, this is quite good card. It's expensive, but it's most of the time it will be like you go there, you will probably die. So it has good effect. And they are really good for 8 points. They are fast with movement 6. It's a lot. They have Cloud Walk, Agile, Dodge, Durable, Evasive, sadly insignificant, and Soulless. So it's another thing that helps against darkness and get me into scenario in case of zones. They could be there fast before like Mind Force arrive. Also, they are quite reliable to delivering some damage because they are mostly not defending or only shooting. And when they suffer damage in melee exchange, the attacker gains a Fire 2 marker, which is guaranteed damage. All he needs to wait to remove it. Also, they have ability to provide some passive buffing just by standing base to base at the starting phase. Like I can choose one model base to base with them, gain +1 strength, and fire 1/1 until the end phase, which is quite good for Pilgrim for his shooting or her shooting. It just makes it much better. It's good even for them, because if nobody is base to base, they can buff themselves, and it takes them to strength 0, which is better than -1. And they can buff even somebody to melee, because most of my guys, like samurais, have +2 strength. Now they have +3 and fire, which is good against a lot of stuff. It's a little extra damage. So like in the best situation, I can have like 4 model that can then give out fire tokens, which is good, I think. So I think that this is all of my list. My plan is basically get Rio and Nico somewhere into scenario, Pilgrim near them, and they will tank a lot of damage and hopefully do some damage in return. And the cameo of Evening Flame is just there for support, be annoying. If there is chance to shoot something, they will shoot something. Especially with the inspiration from the Smith. It's 3 dice shooting for 8 points, which is okay. We will see how it goes.
So hi guys, and welcome to the Battle Report. I'm Simon here with
Jirka.
And we are playing Kinshi versus Minimoto. So let's get this thing rolling while we have a quick chat about the scenario. So first of all, we're playing on Seigyo. This is the one with the most friendly scenario objectives at the end of turn 3 and turn 5, and also with a hidden VIM. So you've already seen the lists. In my list, my VIM was She.
And in my list is Nico.
Although, yeah, we'll see whether that comes into play. In this game, the VIM was hidden. You can see also that we're playing 1 hour 10 minutes on clock, and that's because we wanted to get the terrain and starting phases on clock as a bit of a test to see how that worked out. So here we're just talking about whether it was baseline or corner edge deployment. And this game we played corner edge, right?
Yeah, it was corner edge, and now you can see me trying to figure out how to be a little bit annoying to your rift, but it's hard to do. So I doing some measuring, so limit placement of your first rift. Still, I don't know your site, so and you will be choosing site. We already know this.
Yeah.
So you already answering by putting cloud in there.
Yeah, we were playing the dev version of the terrain rules from the app. So that's where one role decides who places the first piece of terrain, and whoever places the second one chooses which side. So I won the role, chose to place second and choose side, because I want to be able to control not being fucked with by terrain.
Yeah, and since I already kind of know what will be your side, I'm trying to build some cover on my side, but it's kind of hard to think because you can put your rift anywhere you want almost, and it's like, yeah, I can sometimes hide my model from you seeing me and target me through the rift, but you can move. So.
And why were you afraid of, like, why did you want cover? I only have 1 ranged attack on She.
Not for range, I want to block in line of sight.
Ah, okay, so it's not cover, you want line of sight blocking.
Yeah.
Right, yeah. So line of sight blocking makes a lot of sense. And I think that putting down the 2 walls was good, because you don't want, you want to make it harder for me with Shikaku and She. I didn't understand the little cloud in the middle there.
That was against shooting. I was hoping I would be standing there, and if you go to shoot me with the, I'm not sure what is your shooting guy. She is your shooting guy. Okay.
Yeah.
And yeah, in that case, I want to have cover, because I hope, like, normally later in the game, I'm already used. My events are used, so cover is just for extra protection.
Right. So it's for the late game.
Yeah. And with me hugging, like, from one side it's objective, from other side it's cloud everywhere, so it should be cover everywhere. Yeah,
it's pretty much impossible to shoot you without cover. So look at that, me bringing in the painted piece. That's unusual. So what I will talk about briefly while we're here is the water in the top left. So the water in the top left was a bit of a stroke of genius. Because he knows I'm going to pick this side, and that's just what we're doing now. We're just getting ready to switch the sides. And I was giving him shit, saying that his models were going to get in the way, and then look at that. But yeah, so the water, which is now in the bottom right, was a stroke of genius, because we're playing corner edge deployment, and he knows that my void rifts need to be within 6 inches of the center point, which is neatly marked by the center objective. And so what are we rolling for here? Oh, now we're just discussing your roll of cocked dice, right? Your definition.
Yeah.
So you were going to say that anything there was cocked. Yeah, sure. So you re-roll, doesn't matter. One anyway. So yeah, the water is genius because corner and Void Rift wants to be in that corner, and not that many of my pieces have Cloud Walk or Light Footed. Some of them are slow. Ku has Cloud Walk and Kodai has Intangible, but the rest of them need to walk, and I need to get there. And I actually do misdeploy a little bit, so I'll talk about that when I've deployed. But yeah, what were your thoughts at this point? Do you remember?
Yeah, I'm just waiting where the rift will be.
Right.
Because my problem with Minimoto is like I have a hard way to effectively destroy them because I'm slow, and I have models that can spend key for this because they usually don't spend it for anything.
Sure. Like
Nico and Rio sometimes for extra brutal or combo, but it's 2 key, so they have extra. But they need to get there first, and I need like few activation to this. So I go in to prepare to destroy it, and you can walk through the portal and attack me. So you can kind of ruin my plan.
I'm just going to. Do you reckon that's going to come through the microphone?
I'm not sure.
Let's continue, and we can always, as always with post-production, we can always edit it out.
I think it could be ignored pretty easily.
Yeah, it should be fine. So the
first Wednesday in the month.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, don't worry. There's no for those who aren't aware. If you can hear the siren in the background, it's not because the Russians are coming. It's because first they test the siren once a month. So you can see the 3 Void Rifts, the blue circles in the center. Those are my Void Rifts, and you can see my deployment. And what I was talking about in terms of making a mistake is that my first turn, as I mentioned in the intro, I think, revolves mainly around moving my rift towards myself, so my nearest rift, and then surrounding it with all of my models. So I don't really care where my models are on the board, because none of them are going to, walk normally anywhere. They're always going to be teleporting with rifts, unless you're against some crazy list that can somehow remove them, and I knew I wasn't. So what I should have done, instead of trying to do this like balanced approach where half of them come from one side, half from the other, I should have put all 6 models on one side, placed the rift much more towards that side, and then used Kodai to place it even closer. So this was a little bit of a mistake, but I think the water was very well placed, and it was only because of this game that I would know now to do that better. How about your deployment? What was the thinking?
Yeah, I'm kind of struggling to what to do, because I want to destroy your rift that is closer to my guy, like near the wall. But I also know you will be coming to this and will attack me, so it's kind of difficult approach to this. And I place Nico alone with pacifism.
So, like,
which does not matter in this game.
So it's a bit difficult to see, but which one's Nico on in case people aren't familiar with Minimoto? We don't have painted models yet, so it's a bit tricky.
Yeah, Nico and Fire Kami is near the clock.
Right. Okay.
And on the bottom, it's I think,
like go from on the left side, top to bottom.
On the left side, I think it's Rio, Kajia, a Pilgrim, and another Fire Kami.
Okay, and then my deployment, bottom left is Kodai, next to him is Shikaku, next to him is Ku, and then going along the right side, going up, we have Nagashi, Hishi, and Shi. I think.
And now we realize I forgot to deploy my proxy for Ambast Ashigaru.
Yeah, you were a model down, yeah.
Yeah, so we're fixing it. I squeeze him on the edge, because he's there just because he's cheap. It's his biggest thing.
Yeah, I love the fact that for a cheap model, which is used for scenario, you pay 8 points.
Yeah, he cost 8.
And like in other factions, those are available for 1, 2, 3, 4 points. It's like that's a bit of a tax.
Yeah, or if they are around the cost of 10, they have something extra. This guy has nothing extra. He's
okay.
Just...
So, like,
really,
do you find that to be a problem in Minimoto that you don't have those cheap scenario actions, like activations, cheap activations?
I'm not sure yet. I play them quite shortly, like for a short period of time. Like this is my, I think, third game at total
maximum
with Minimoto.
Yeah.
So yeah, but it could be problematic on some scenario when it's like when scenario action is needed, especially far on board. Like it could be problematic for me to reach this. But this is like Minimoto, they are attrition faction. They need to beat the opponent, and then it does not matter at all.
So I'm, as you can see, sort of not quite reaching my rift with everybody. So the water has, well, the water plus my slightly suboptimal deployment has messed me up. Which was nice for you. Gave you a little bit of an advantage. Not much, like what, half an inch, depending on the model. I did deploy reasonably well in terms of the model which I want to focus with is the one furthest away, so he's not really that important yet, and he's not that blocked, and I can rearrange. One thing that I'd realized at this stage was that normally I'd like to have Kodai next to a rift and within 6 inches of my other rifts to be able to place whichever one I wanted forwards. But I already saw this unblessed Ashigaru coming forwards, so I knew who the coup target was going to be to get my rank 1, so I didn't need to go anywhere near the northmost void rift, but I did want to get between the other two, and I thought, well, also I can do scenario action, so I'm thinking, right, I'm going to put Kodai next to the objective and between the two void rifts, so I can move whichever one I want. But also do scenario if I wish. But that's why I did Kodai last. I just didn't want Yerka to be able to, plan around that. I didn't think there was much you could do about it, but just in case.
No, it's like I can be either out of 4, then you can boost with your event. So I can be out of 5, then
6.
you can...
I have 2 of them.
Oh, so 6. And then you can place the rift.
Yeah, so it's like 2 more inches.
So it's more than 8.
Yeah.
And if I'm more than 8, you don't care because I'm staying in deploy. So it's like hard to approach it somehow like correctly. At least to feel this is not the bad approach. So I try to put like most expensive model closer.
Yeah.
Than everything. I did a little mistake. I kind of forgot you have split attack. So I put models too close to each other. But I prepare Kaguya and one samurai base to base. So if you are within 12 of Kaguya, I can try to forge dedicated blade on some of your model. It's still hard to do it on Ku.
Do you need line of sight for that?
No, it's
okay.
just it's not even target. I just choose model within 12.
Right.
And it's a post key test, but I am effectively key free to this.
Okay.
So it's it's hard to do on key free model, but I can try. But it's expensive.
Oh, that's you measuring exactly that.
Yeah. But the Kodai will probably not be the best target.
Yeah, it's like durable.
Yeah, it's like for your biggest guy like Ku, Shi.
You'd struggle to win the key test against Shi, but
yeah,
against Ku it's perfect.
That's true.
Yeah.
But it was mostly for Ku because last game he was quite annoying, so I want to get rid of him, and I knew he will arrive at some stage.
So my Kodai just moved my rift forwards. I measured that I was outside of the run distance of Rio or Nico?
Yeah, it's Rio.
Rio. But I wanted to be easily within range with Ku. We're just measuring the point for Ku. So as I mentioned in the intro, my point of this list is to deliver Ku, and that's what's happening now. So he's going through the rift, going to the proxy between the two models, declaring a split attack, and using one of my boost cards, the Voice of the Void, to mitigate the split attack minus die. And I'm hoping to just deal 1 damage. At least, which to the Fire Kami should be no problem. We're just discussing now which model I'm going to attack first, and therefore where my facing is going to be. So we're starting off with the unblessed Ashigaru.
Yeah, and I know you want to do damage, so I did something that I will rarely do with Minimoto. I go full defense. and hope for a good roll.
And because I know you rarely do that, I actually put a die. I respected it. I put a die in defense here. I have kata, so my result here is 7. Yours is also 7.
And just for be sure, I spent 1 key on Pilgrim, negate 1 damage.
Which actually worked, because I did deal exactly 1 damage there, and you mitigated it, and therefore I'm stunned.
Yeah, and I hope if you did it in this way, with stun, Fire Kami will have chance to defend, actually. But I was thinking about going full attack and trying to do some damage or full defend and hope.
I don't know what the fuck just happened there.
Yeah.
So let me just pause that and figure out what's just happened. So we've done the attacks there. How much has that skipped?
I'm not sure. I think it's next activation.
Did that skip much? How much did the time just skip? Well, let's continue and just see how it goes. So, in other words, the coup dealt damage.
Yeah, he's on fire now.
He's on fire, and then I've done a focus action with his... I think I've skipped too much here. Sorry, guys. Sorry, my editing was... this is our first battle report, so you'll have to forgive the technical difficulties. Which is to say that... so Ku completed that split attack, which is why the 2 models... the Blessed Eshigaru and the Fire Kami are tired. Then my... so what was your response? Did you move? I think you moved...
Yeah, I go closer because I was thinking, Ku is there, and you are already on tier 1, so nothing I can do about it. So I need to kill stuff.
Yeah,
and I can. So, and he's one of my strong guy. So I think let's bring him there and hit him with more guys.
Yeah.
And we will see, and I think also at some point I use inspiration on some model. I realized after game I cheated a little bit because it's once per turn, and I completely ignore it.
It happens. I simply do a focus action with Hishigata over on the right side, and that gives me my 4th void token to bring me to rank 1. Okay, so let's continue from there. Sorry about that, guys. My fault. I'm the one doing the editing. So at this stage, what I'm looking at is I've actually got a few different issues, which is that Ku took quite a bit of damage. Was it now?
No, he's just on fire.
He's just on fire, right? Okay, so he's taken some fire tokens, and what I'm thinking about is how to sort of try to clear those models off him so that he can wait and avoid that fire damage. I'm trying to sort of kill the Fire Kami and the Unblessed with other models. So this is She casting Contemplate No Mind there. I wanted to protect Ku. I didn't want Rio to get into Ku, and I knew that was the intent, so I used She to stop him in his tracks.
Yeah, this is kind of problem for me because I have nothing to do with it. Like, you just need to roll really bad, and I need to roll quite good at the same time to avoid it. Otherwise, he will never activate again.
Pretty much.
Or I need to win tactical roll or something and activate him first. It's quite problematic.
Yeah. I'm thinking about, I want to bring Kodai in, because if Kodai is nearby when things die, then I get a void counter per death, enemy or friendly. I'm not sure what we're rolling there. Was that Shikaku doing the Void Stairs back?
Yeah, I think it's success.
This is the success 4, and I'm doing it on the Blessed Ashigaru,
yeah,
I think. Yeah. So
he has Q1, so it's easy to hit.
Yeah, so I'm just trying to put some damage into him, because as I said, what I want to do is use other models to clear Ku, and then use Ku to wait in order to clear those fire tokens. And I wanted to get Kodai in so that when those models die, I would be able to get the extra void tokens. So that was my sort of concern. I'm just moving Shikaku a little bit to try and make sure I've got line of sight of things so I can stare at them. What were your thoughts at this point? What was your sort of game plan?
Yeah, like I want to kill Ku because it's. I also know this. You don't mind it much if he died, because you get some charge on your card, but you don't care at this point that much. But he's kind of dangerous to be in this blob of models.
Yeah.
So I want to remove him. I'm thinking who will do it. I don't want to attack him with Kame on melee yet, because it most likely end with Kame dead. Same applies for Shigaru. So I'm thinking about shooting him with Pilgrim, but I'm not a huge fan in shooting in combat, because I usually roll good on a hit, but fail into melee check and kill my own guys.
It's happened. It's happened.
So, and also on the top edge, now you're asking me if I intended to be within 4, because it's like 1 millimeter off.
Yeah, I wanted to see if you were able, like, if you were hoping to be in range of that void rift, because what I didn't want was for you to walk up and then threaten that void rift, because then I have to deal with that. So this allows me to turn the objective and then be able to move Kodai in. That little check, I'm just going to pause there actually, because that was a tasty little check. So if you didn't see it, it was a 12-inch measuring stick across the middle here, from the fire kami at the top to Kodai at the other side. Why was that?
Yeah, I was thinking about charge, because they are movement 6, and they are quite, not expendable, but fast and can do some reliable damage, and they charging 12 on something means I most likely do damage, and you most likely do damage back. So you will get 2 fire tokens and 1 damage, which is kind of good, and I can do it again next turn.
And I was thinking that would have actually been really annoying, because Kodai is a really useful piece for me, and to have him like stuck there would have been really annoying. So here we've got Pilgrim shooting Ku. Right?
Yeah. From back, which is nothing yet. But my plan was have 2 shots, and I basically lining up surprise attack for the second, so it will be same. And I use preordain for one of the 6s.
No, you use preordain for the 5 to make sure you passed the friendly hit check, like the shooting into melee check, and then you just roll the
from one of the So one of the 5 are gone, and I did some serious damage. He's almost dead, but on fire. But it's like, if he stays on fire at the end, I know he will be dead, but he still have 1 activation left. So I really don't want to wait until he activates, because it would be my 2 models dead. So I still want to finish him. So I will do it again with Pilgrim. And now with Ku nearby, I can try I don't remember the name, let's call it Shine Lightning.
Oh, the Raijin's Rage.
Yeah, because he's within 3. So, and I have, Pilgrim has fire attack now, so it's good against durable model.
Yeah, so here you used the preordain for the 5, but you forgot to actually like put it, but it didn't matter for the roll anyway, so you passed the friendly check. But unfortunately
this is damage roll.
Yeah, which was 1 point, which was just enough to kill Ku. In the meantime, I'd chosen to basically. I realized that my dreams of keeping Kodai alive, of keeping Ku alive were unlikely. So I brought Kodai up so that I would get another void token when he died. 1, because he's a Tatsuian monk model, and 2, because Kodai was within 3. And also it put Kodai within 3 of his other 2 models, and I knew that I was going to try to kill them.
Yeah. So. And the second shot sadly miss.
The Raijin's breath. Yeah.
Should be not huge, but it could be like 2 damage in the durable model, like 1 from shot and 2nd from fire. In the end, so it's
2/3 of Kodai with 1 shot. It would have been a nice hit.
Then it's enough to finish him, because he's slow, so I will have initiative, but I miss, so nothing happened. And at this point I think Pilgrim is pretty safe.
Yeah, she was basically almost at your deployment, but she was exhausted and close to a void rift. So
I forgot to put on electrify.
yeah, and so what I'm looking at now is I'm looking at a pilgrim that's exhausted and thinking, right, well that's that's absolutely prime target. So I need to clear this unblessed Ashigaru out of the way. So I bring in one of my husks. I think it's Nagashi. And I'm just trying. I think I've used a boost there, so I'm rank 1 now, so I can boost with everyone. So I boost this one up, and I put everything in attack.
I put everything in defense.
And we get 8 versus 6. So on the 2, they're strong, so it becomes 3 damage, I think.
Yeah.
And it's just enough to finish off him. So he's also within 3 inches of Kodai, another void token, really nice for me. And now I've cleared the way to Pilgrim. You spent a little while thinking about that one. What was the thinking?
Yeah, I was thinking if I want to sacrifice Fire Kami just to turning this model this way, so I can bring my another Kami to shoot him in the back. So I'm not sure if it's worth it, but I also hope I will do some damage in process.
And you rolled like shit.
Yeah.
But your dodge helped you a little bit. It reduced the damage by 2, so
yeah, but
it doesn't matter.
Grable and 1 HP, so at least you are on fire, and my Kami is dead.
Yeah. So next to Kodai, so another void token. My void tokens are flying at this stage.
Yeah, it's like I said, I don't know what to do about it. Like,
yeah, once I've got rank 1, it's so hard.
Yeah. Like, I already think about changes in my list, so maybe next time it will be slower for you.
So what I'm looking at here is I actually, because of Kodai being there, I actually managed to get rank 2, which is crazy. To get rank 2 turn 2 is really unusual. But Ku dies, Fire Kami dies within Kodai, so 2 from Ku, 1 from himself, 1 from Kodai, and then Blessed Ashigaru and Fire Kami all died, so 4 points. So now I'm rank 2, which means that Shikaku, with his second activation, has the opportunity to use his Time Walk. So I now have Cloud Walk to be able to sort of move through my own models if I need it, and also to have Unblockable, and that's really big. So I realized that with Pilgrim exhausted, she's on 2 dice, and then with Unblockable, she's effectively on 1, so she doesn't have any rerolls available, and all it would take is a sort of semi-decent roll, and I can put a really big chunk of damage into her. But you'd forgotten to electrify, which was a really big thing for me, because it's like, okay, well now I don't even need to worry so much about the whether you go attack, the usual Pilgrim mind games. But because of that, you had key to boost, so you actually had 2 dice, which was in the end not bad for you.
And I was thinking about, she's done. Maybe I just put everything into attack anyway, and in the end I decided it's kind of too risky, and I maybe can survive, but once more I roll like shit. So yeah.
But because of that threat of you being able to come in, I actually did put some dice in defense, and I did extra boosts and stuff, so it was good for you in that sense. And then I fluffed the damage roll a little bit, so I think it was something like success level 4 or 5,
something like this, and I think I survived with 2 maybe.
Yeah, 1 or 2 health. So we got a good attack into Pilgrim, and she's engaged, so I'm happy with that. But didn't kill her. I was hoping to kill her, so the surprise boost was good.
And then you run away.
Yeah, so basically once Shikaku deals damage in melee, I can go back to a void portal. And I was thinking, if you won the initiative, then you would have been able to charge me with Nico or whatever. And I really need Shikaku to die. Rio, sorry. Yeah. And now you're gonna see I switch their names every time. Yeah. So I put Shikaku back into safety.
Yeah, and now I move my another Kami just to shoot the model in the back.
Yeah. This was your plan from the start.
Yeah,
right?
They are quite fast, so it's like movement 6 twice. Yeah, there will be disadvantage for moving, but I kind of fix it with you staring in the wrong way. So.
And normally I wouldn't do this because his Pilgrim has Arashi's fan, but he was low life and I didn't have anything else useful to do with She necessarily. And I knew that She would be sort of protected a little bit behind Kodai and Nagashi. So I bring She through the portal, through that proxy, move him to there, and then shoot Pilgrim at close range. Now, I did boost because I could, no reason not to. So I've got 5 dice, get the 8. You were on a natural 6, I think.
Yeah.
And this was just enough to deal that damage and actually finish the Pilgrim off, which was...
Yeah, I think you have like success level 1.
Something like that, 1 or 2.
Oh
no, because I won because I moved.
Yeah. And you need to roll a little high, but you roll it, and it's just enough to kill.
Yeah, I was hoping for the key block, which I got.
Yeah, key block is also really bad, but at least she can shoot without key. When she's dead, she cannot do much.
Yeah, and then accidentally, doing that shot, I accidentally ended up in prime position.
Yeah, because she has the passive ability, basically destroying any kami around during starting phase. Depends on what is the type of kami.
Yeah,
you
deals
get
damage.
some buff and deal damage to every kami around within 6. And I want to shoot the guy in the back, and you standing in the exact position. I cannot be even on my longest range, which is only 4, and out of 6 of you. So I'm deciding if I'm gonna shoot him or do nothing.
Yeah. Accidental perfect She positioning.
Yeah, it's not the best choice, but in the end I think like, yeah, I need to kill something, so let's shoot it.
I can't remember how this went.
Either.
All right, let's all find out together. So we've got an 8.
Yeah, I hit you. Good start.
Yeah, what have you rolled there? I think you bring it into camera. Yeah, good. Oh, you double 6'd it again on the damage. You lucky fuck. Yeah. Right. So I think. Oh yeah, you put him on one health or something. You did like 4 damage. I think.
Yeah.
Did you kill him?
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, you killed him. You just flat killed him. Okay.
I think it was kind of lucky roll. And now I need to run with Nico to be base to base. With your rift. He already turned the objective before, and I basically wait him for the end of activation, so you cannot jump out of the rift after I run and being surprised. I don't want this because he's my VIM as well.
Yeah. So you're trying to move your VIM,
move him closer, destroy the rift, and then my thought was like, okay, this side doesn't look great because Pilgrim is dead and a lot of models are dying around. But if I cut this rift, it could help me on this side. This is what I think now.
Yeah, I'm pretty happy with where Nagashi died because he popped a void rift.
This was quite important tactical roll.
So let me just pause that. So what was it?
Yeah, we made tactical roll, and this is maybe not game deciding, but quite important because if I won, I would immediately charge Rio into your She.
Yeah, I remember.
And if you win, Rio will never activate again.
Yeah.
So.
That was big. I rolled it. I was rolling really well on tactical rolls this game. We've realised that tactical rolls, at least with our matchup, really swingy. And
it's just because this action is quite OP against me because, like I said in the preview of models, Rio, it's one of my key models.
Yeah.
And you will basically never allow me to activate him again.
Yeah.
And I cannot do much about it, so it's...
So Kodai just moves a rift towards the middle. I'm just moving rifts now towards
now I'm realizing that this site is not that safe, even if I destroy the rift. Because you can place your rift once more next turn, and it will be in the walk range, basically, for you.
Yeah, starting to get towards the objective.
So, that doesn't look good for me.
No, well, because you lost that tactical roll, it was really big. Because imagine if you'd managed to charge She, and he's my VIM, and then he doesn't get to do the contemplate no mind because he can't be base to base unless I got like a sidestep attack.
And I think she's hurt a little bit.
Don't think she got hurt. I don't think she's been touched.
So she will be. Yeah, she will be.
Yeah. Yeah, I think this is... So She's passive ability dealt 1 damage to the fire kami, so he's only got 1 life left. So I think you decided that you would try and do something with the fire kami before.
I just put inspiration on because it's on the active feed for Kaguya, from Kaguya, because it's just I will do it every turn.
Yeah.
I move behind you a little bit. I have like a shitload of movement.
Yeah, you've got 8 inches because he's using my Void Rift there as an ideal terrain.
Because I'm Cloud Walk, so I probably ignore it. But
so you do.
But with 6, I think I still have enough walk there.
Well, you probably couldn't have been this far behind me, but it didn't matter because
I realized after game.
Oh, okay.
This is the moment when I realize I'm cheating. So.
Well, I mean, honestly, with Kinshi, it really doesn't matter. so yeah.
I think I did 2 damage and
fire 2.
And fire 2, which is not bad.
Yeah, it's 4 out of 6. Like
fire 1 only. No, 2 fire 1 tokens. Yeah, this is. We dealt what number means what. So it's 2 fire 1 token, which is not that good. But now when I start adding fire 2 tokens, you will burn until you have 2. So now it's basically more damage for another fire token, and it's also harder to remove all of them for you, because with wait action you only remove 2.
Yeah, so I knew that she was my VIM, that it was really the only way I could lose. So I bring Shikaku in, I use the Time Walk ability again with the unblockable. He uses dodge, but I'm still on 4, 5, 6. It's easily enough to kill the fire kami.
Yeah, you get fire token.
And then I teleport to the rift.
You don't care. And as we can see, Ryu is already out of activation, standing there.
Doing fuck all, yeah.
Yeah.
So you removed my rift.
Yeah, I still think it's worth it, at least limit your direction you can approach from.
I'm pretty much never happy to see a rift go, so I think it's usually a good move.
But it's kind of sad, like one of my second biggest model, it's like doing nothing most of the game. Just trying to score points and removing rift. It's not best.
So I had to boost with Kodai here because I wasn't quite within 5 of the central objectives, so I just used the communal card boost and moved him up towards that center objective because I knew that the blacksmith only has move 3, so he couldn't reach Kodai.
Yeah. It was also like how the tactical cascade from the start. Like if I won, Ryu would charge and be out of way, and Kaguya as next activation could run to the objective because he was within 4 and bit.
Yeah.
So it was in his run distance. But now with Ryu standing in the way, I cannot do this. I'm thinking now I did a little mistake. I just focus with him because I'm thinking I need free key next turn so I can forge a dedicated blade. But then I realize almost immediately it's useless because if I use him to activate first, if I somehow win tactical roll to forge dedicated blade, he will never use it.
Right. So I waited with Shi just to get rid of those fire tokens because again, the only way I could possibly lose, and I don't think it's really possible, is to have Shi die. So I wait, remove the fire tokens, and now I'm just trying to work out sort of how to secure the scenario. So Kodai moves another objective towards me. I use Hishigata, use his key feat to go intangible so that I can move wherever I like, basically. And I come in and attack the exhausted blacksmith through the rift.
Yeah, you cannot do much about it.
No, the intangible just sort of any positioning that you might have tried to use, it's just gone.
Yeah, so I do what I should do, go one attack.
Yeah, you went attack. Yeah, you went for it, didn't you? You tried to hurt me back. Yeah.
Yeah. Because I can use just a scratch just to basically almost guarantee my survive. Because it's halves your damage, and unless you have some brutal or something, you can have only maximum damage of 11, I think, with success level 8. And if I half it, it's just 5.
Yeah.
But I think you defend. I did nothing.
I don't think I defended. I think you just didn't kill me.
Oh, maybe. Yeah, I heard him on.
Almost to it, yeah.
You're right.
So then we go again.
And now
this time I actually defend.
I think just another Justice Scratch is already gone. away this time.
Well, here you tried to attack me again, but this time I think I managed to kill him. Yeah. Strong is good for fixing these slightly iffy damage rolls, and we managed to take out the blacksmith. So I think that's the end of the round. Oh no, I've still got Shikaku left. One activation. So this was my Void Stairs back, I think. Yeah, it was.
And I'm use Hasty Bear.
Right, so that you become durable.
You get durable.
Yeah.
It does not matter much. He has full key. We will never use them because they are all active.
It saves him taking 4 damage. So in we go to turn 4. I take the first VP for the objectives. Do a quick bit of tidy up.
Yeah, now it's basically it looks like game over. But at least if I manage to win tactical roll, Ryu can try to do something, but he's engaged by not engaged. He's in the zone of control of Hishi, so he would need to do something with him or leave.
My Void Rifts are slowly caterpillaring their way towards the objective. But yeah, the tactical roll goes to me, so big surprise to everybody. Contemplate No Mind comes in.
Yeah, Ryu will do nothing at all.
And another exhausted token for him.
Thanks to this, I know I lost this because I'm overactivated. Nico is good, but not that good.
Yeah.
So he cannot kill everything, so I think I will just do charge, kill something, feel better.
Yeah, we were just. I think we discussed it. We were like, "Is there any way for you to win this?" No, not really. Let's try and kill Hishi.
Yeah.
So you managed to surprise him.
Yeah, with 4 dice and combo attack.
And then you screwed it.
I think the last die is 6, so it was fine.
Yeah, sorry. That we tried to keep the dice on screen, and we mainly managed it. So
he managed to do something. And now I have no way to scoring any more points.
Yeah.
So yeah.
All right. Yeah. So in the end, I think it ended up being 2-0 to Kinshi because did we? No, it was 3. It would have been 3.
It would be 3 because I have no way to stop you.
Yeah, because you couldn't stop this, and you couldn't stop. You couldn't kill Shi basically.
Yeah. Only thing that could happen if I somehow with one model force you to run away into your deploy.
Oh, something like that.
And then I will be closer, maybe, but it's like a lot of if, and it's hard to do with effectively one model.
Yeah, I see. So I hope you enjoyed it, guys. Thanks very much, and if you liked it, let us know, and we'll try and put out some more stuff in the future. We'll be probably playing Kinshi and either Minimoto or Savage Wave for a little while, but you might also see Vojta, our other friend that plays in Brno. So we're based in the Czech Republic, for those who don't know, and we sometimes play with the guys from Austria, so you might see some of those games as well. All right, catch you for the next one. Take care.
Bye.